Hey, Kevin, remember that video you made years ago where you told the story about how you got to use an actual Fraggle when you were a kid?
Yeah, of course. It's one of my favorite childhood memories and ultimately led to everything I'm doing with Operation Puppet now.
And how that Fraggle's name was Pudge and it was kind of a beige color and it was in the Toronto exhibit of the Art of the Muppets?
Yes?
Well, this is something you need to see.
Hey everyone, Kevin here. So it's another vlog after literally 3 years, and this is a follow-up to a previous vlog. So longtime viewers may remember that about 3 years ago, a considerably heavier version of me told the story of when I was a kid of about 14, I got to use an actual screen-used Henson Workshop built Fraggle. I got a very pudgy beige Fraggle. A lot of the background Fraggles had names. It turns out this chap's name was Pudge. I'll never forget this. And I slipped on an actual, for real Muppet Fraggle. Of course, it was made beautifully, as you would expect. It was a flexible mouth plate, probably gasket rubber, but I will never forget, as I seated my hand, there was like a ring, sort of like a raised disc, just where my middle finger sat on the nose, just to sort of give a little guide. There were no grips inside, which was interesting, but there was just a sort of little placement marker for where your finger should go, and it was just so comfortable and so expressive. Like anything you did, of course, you know, this is the best of the best making this stuff, so of course it was, but just enraptured. I mean, how good is this? A kid who grew up worshiping the Muppets, and here I am backstage with actual Muppeteers trying on an actual Muppet. And this, of course, was a huge deal and one of my fondest memories, and you know, it's the story I love to share because it did ultimately lead to everything I'm doing now. Now, just a few days ago, I joined Will Smith's Discord server, not famous actor Will Smith, but internet podcaster and streamer Will Smith. I've followed his work for a long time, and he has his own personal Discord, and I joined, and it's a really lovely community, and they have a channel for makers there. Somebody had actually recognized me from another Discord and asked me to post some pictures in the maker channel of my more recent builds, and I did, and we were having a lovely chat and everything. And then just last night, at the time of this recording, somebody posted a link to a new tested.com video that has gone up, where Adam Savage gets to inspect an actual for real screen-used Fraggle that's come up for auction at the world-famous prop store in London. So it was lovely, and it was a great little video, and Adam's very enthusiastic, as everybody tested are about puppet stuff. And it was fantastic, and you know, I watched the video, and something was tweaking in my brain, and I'm like, come on, really? So I went to the auction page on the prop store and had a look, and they have great high detail photographs there, and you know, these things rarely survive because the foam photo degrades. It degrades with light, and also degrades with like the acids that come off of your skin. So most of the time, anything that's from that era has just the foam, at least, is disintegrated and has to be remade. But this looks like it's original. It had found its way into a private collector's hands, no idea how, but it had been kept in a glass case in a kind of climate-controlled environment, and it is in remarkably good condition. So I'm looking at all the really good detailed photos, and then we come across this photo. Now the name is Pudgy Gold from the Toronto exhibit. Now, my memory of the Toronto exhibit of the Art of the Muppets was that the only Fraggles that were on display were the main cast. But during the live demo, they had a couple of background Fraggles. And if you want to go back and watch the video, I'll post the link in the description. I was told by the performer that this Fraggle's name was Pudge. We were in Toronto at the Toronto exhibit of the Art of the Muppets where they shot Fraggle Rock in Toronto. And I mean, what are the odds? This may very well be the actual Fraggle I got to try on as a 14-year-old kid 39 years ago. Now, of course, I have no way of knowing that this is absolutely 100% for sure the Fraggle. They made a lot of them, but it's the right color, it's the right shape, it's the right name, and it's from Toronto. What are the odds it's not? So I just wanted to document that for posterity. What an amazing coincidence. This is in all likelihood the actual for real Fraggle. And the fact that it survived all this time is just incredibly heartwarming. I love the fact that that somebody brought this to my attention. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more puppet goodness.